Shalom, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom, Lavakarium, Shah, Yasha'Allah. That's peace to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, the nation of Yasha'Allah. And Salakia. Long day today. I got caught up in, I do a lot of running around in and out of certain medical facilities. So I was so happy. It's the Lord's will. I ended up in Mountainside Hospital. Now, there was a cyber attack in New Jersey today, if you didn't hear, on two major hospitals. One was Mountainside Hospital. I just so happened to be in there around 9 o'clock in the morning. And the second one was Hackensack. Now, a lot of people don't know how these hospitals work, but the ins and outs of a hospital is very detailed. There's a lot of weaving and moving through records and insurance, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, rough IRAs, 401ks, whatever you need, to pay for your medical bill. So for them to hack in to the hospital today, it shut down emergency vehicles. I mean, it was a mess. It was a mess, and I'm sitting in the midst of it. Now, of course, we the watchers call Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Ratazah. So when things happen, you in the middle, you go right into warrior mode. Warrior through the spirit, of course. So I'm watching people move. I'm checking out their attitude. I'm looking at the panic of the staff. Of course, what I came there to do was postponed. It was a lot of chaos. You saw a lot of fear. Some people was throwing out. It was the Middle East that attacked the hospital. It could be China, Russia. I'm bringing this out to let you know it's getting close. That's how my morning started. And I don't know if they cleared it up yet. I'm still watching the news, but it did make 10-10 wins. But this is how the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, is moving. So it's best to be on guard at all times, because I'm watching the action of these people, and they're in some serious danger when this thing happened. Now, what you looking at right now, this is John here. This is his channel. I watch this guy, periodically. This is John Williams, real estate tycoon. I don't know how much of his own money he has tied up in Great Babylon at this time. But, he bring out a lot of insight, on the status, the health of Babylon. In this one, we're going to look at the banking system because, yes, they are pushing for this MOTB, which is the mark of the beast that you read about in Revelations 13 and 16. And the first beast was Rome. That was the first beast. It was wounded and came back through the Renaissance, through the rebirth, starting with Spain's, but it took off with what? Manifest Destiny, which is America. So we now sit in the image of Rome today. This is Rome 2.0. And their time is up. Their time is up. They've ran their course. And what you're looking at is a serious time of prophecy unfolding in your face, but they're going to make a run for it now. They're not going to watch this thing collapse while they're sitting on the side of their bed. So you best believe the devil is coming down with great wrath. Matter of fact, let me get that scripture before we get into this video here. So I'm telling you, I'm looking at the faces of the people today. This thing is going to hit, and what's worse? It's like someone's drowning, and you jump out there to help them, and they pull you under with them. This is going to hit, and these people are going to freak out, man. This is Revelations 12 and 12. Therefore, rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So this is the top elites. This ain't your neighbor, the guy driving a Bentley up the street. These guys don't know what's going on. Your guy living in a multi-million-dollar home. These guys don't know what's going on. They actually believe that they're white. So it says he has a short time left, because when you go into the prophecy of Revelations 20, verse 3, it says, let's start from verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, most likely that was Yahushua, having the key of the bottomless pit, because the key is to lock you in or to open you from your punishment. So there was a punishment placed on Esau for a short time, and then he was to be released. And the great chain in his hand, and he laid hold on the dragon, right? That old serpent, going all the way back to the garden, which is the devil, which means a deceiver, and Satan is there to trip you up, and bound him 1,000 years, and that's that dark age period, right? And cast him into the bottomless pit, which was Europe, the Caspian Sea over in that area. The Lord preserved a great majority of them. Like when you go into Job 30, they was preserved there with juniper roots and mushrooms, and to come back out. Proverbs 16:4, the wicked is created for the day of evil, to end off this end of the world prophecy. And the Lord brought them out with the Renaissance. They was preserved in that bottomless pit, which is Europe, and shut up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, because that's what they were doing when they were the Greeks and the Romans. You can read about that in Apocrypha, 1st and 2nd Maccabees, right? Till the 1,000 years, which was the dark ages, should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loose a little season. So he's loose, and this is his season, and it's over. It is over. And remember, the devil knoweth that it's over. So he know his time is over. So things are happening. And like I said, I got caught up in the situation today with the hospital. What's the odds? But we in it. And the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, is watching our every reaction. Every reaction, how you moving. This is a detailed training camp that we going through right now. Hopeful Akim out there. The Labakarium. This is a training camp we going through, because this Jacob trouble is going to be serious.
Citigroup's laying off 10% of the workforce of 240,000 employees, 24,000 jobs gone. Substantial, right? Now look at what happened between November 12th and the 18th. Several banks filed to close branch locations, with PNC Bank with the most filings. According to data from the U.S. Office of Comptroller of the Currency, Pittsburgh-based PNC Bank filed for 19 branch closures. 5 in Pennsylvania, 4 in Illinois, 3 in Texas, 2 each in Alabama and New Jersey, and 1 each in Indiana, Ohio, and Florida. JP Morgan Chase filed closely with 18 filings, right? Ohio, you have 3 in Ohio, 2 in Connecticut and South Carolina, and 1 each in 11 states, including New York, Illinois, Florida, and Massachusetts. Citizens Bank. You have to remember, Citizens Bank, Iowa, they closed a branch. It was a bank failure. This was 3 weeks ago, right?
Is it still possible to find love in your 40s and above? The 3 ways to level the playing field for singles your age.
This is a third, with 8 branch closures. 6 in New York, 1 in Massachusetts, Delaware, Minneapolis-based U.S. Bank filed for 7 closures, 3 in Tennessee, 1 each in Missouri, Wisconsin, Illinois, and Ohio. Then you have Bank of America, 5 filings. Citibank filed for 2 more branch, right? You have all these banks closing. Why are they doing this? Well, it's because they're looking at the writing on the wall. The easy money, that easy monetary policy that's been, holding this economy together over the last couple of years is over. It's over, right? And so what's happening now? They're seeing shrinking deposits and massive losses on a lot of the loans in which they're issuing. And so what are they going to do? They're going to cut costs, and they're going to do it in a very, very big way. They're going to be doing M&A, mergers and acquisitions. They're going to really start to, probably a handful of banks are going to start to really run things in the next couple of years. And so you're going to start seeing a lot of banks start to consolidate. And with that, a lot of brick and mortar retail, face-to-face, local banks are going to start closing up shop in ways in which we haven't seen before. And so almost all loans are bad. Why banks aren't lending, right? Almost all loans are bad. Look at this. A massive 63% of all mortgages outstanding, 63%, were issued after 2018. As the Fed effectively lowered rates to zero overnight in March 2020, Americans moved quickly. Outstanding mortgages prior to 2018 were refinanced and investor purchases skyrocketed. Now millions of Americans are sitting on mortgages that are less than half of the current mortgage rate. Woo. Housing supply is not coming back anytime soon. Well, unless you start to see massive job layoffs, unless you start to see some really big changes in the economy, people can't afford the increased insurance and taxes and upkeep on their properties, and they're forced to downsize. And that could be something that will have a big impact, but we will see. But you look at this, 63% of all mortgages
I'm going to stop it right there, because what you're looking at, you got a system that was created. You got the central bank, right, who gave the word to plant all these Federal Reserves around the country, which became like the printing system or the paper system for your country. It was a control system set up by the Rothschilds. And you would have do everything and funded it, do their medium, which is that paper currency. Now, the top currency they deem, at this time, is the American dollar, but before that was the British pound, and then it was before that was the Dutch. But they boiled it down to the American dollar, and they backed it with gold, they backed it with land, and then it also ultimately became the petro, backed by oil through the Ishmaelite countries. Now that dollar is done. Now the switch is happening. So this was with all the wars, everything, because what's happening is they're going for their new world, or they're going for their birthright. Basically, at the end of the day, they want to create a new heaven and a new earth. They want to throw off prophecy. This is what the top elites, they're not scrambling to hold this economy together. They're actually crashing it. And all these companies that you call countries are involved if they want a piece of the new world. So you're looking at the small banks fell the beginning of this year. Now you're looking at the big banks either failing or consolidating, which is ultimately going to draw back to Britain, which is the financial system of the beast. When you go into Revelation 16, right? You had 3 unclean frogs that came out of her. Good, it's still here in Revelations, right? This is 16. Let me see here. We can start from verse 12. This is Revelation 16 and 12. And the 6th angel poured out his veil upon the great river Euphrates. This river is going to play and it's already doing it, playing a very significant part in end time prophecy. And the water thereof was dried up, and it's very dry right now, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. And that's what we're seeing. They preparing war down there in the Middle East. And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon. So you got those unclean spirits that was related to as frogs, which is the witchcraft, the warlock, the wizard system, dealing with the Vatican, the Pope, and they was, making some statements about him in the media today. The financial part, which is Great Britain, and the military might coming out of the Pentagon, down here in Washington, D.C. So these are them unclean spirits. You understand? And they all formulate that one beast system. So now they're crashing the system. They're crashing it because they're trying to bring about their new heavens and new earth, which the Lord is going to ultimately stop them in their tracks. You know, they're only going to get but so far, because the Lord said in the midst of these kings or these kingdoms, he just starts setting up his kingdom. And this is beautiful, man. This is, boy, to understand these prophecies. This is Job 12, verse 16. Matter of fact, that's Job. Salakia. Job 5, verse 12. He disappointeth, speaking about our Lord, is going to disappoint the devices or the thoughts or the mind or what you got planned, the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness. They think they so crafty. They think they're getting it off. But the Lord about to stop them. And the counsel of the forward, and when you go deep into the root word of this forward, it means twisted minds, man. Proudful, twisted minds. The counsel of the forward is carried headlong, meaning you going down. You going down, basically. So as we looking at the bank system collapse, because yes, everything is going to go digital. So they doing away with the paper system all over the earth. It ain't just the America dollar, but the world holds on that dollar. You know, so they can bring forth this digital system, which is going to lead to the MOTB. Revelations 13, 16, 17, 18. No man will be able to buy or sell, do any form of business, transactions, get your car registered, you know, life insurance, health insurance, pump gas, nothing. You're going to have to live on faith for a very short time, you know, but it's a testing of your faith. But this is what we see coming to pass. So as we move into the end of this year, we got, 4 weeks left? 4.5, something like that. You know, 2024 is going to be one hell of a year. You know, and it's beautiful watching this thing from a bird's eye view, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honor to the elders. A great millstone. Yes. Yes. Shalom. Labakarim, Shah Yasha'Allah. You know, to my apostles, a great millstone. The bishops, you know, the elders, the young elders, you know, keep going. May the Lord, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah, be with y'all. May he be with us. You know, this thing is falling. This is it. We at the tippy end of this thing. And it's beautiful to watch it collapse. Shalom.